What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Today it is the Lazy Daze Channel and we're back at it again with some more history reaction for you guys today, and we're back on the Kings and General content for you, and we're doing the Diadochi Wars. We're finishing off the series for you with the Battle of Ipsus. Really looking forward to finding out what happens in the end of this series, and we really enjoy Kings and General's content over here. So if you haven't already, head over to his page, a link will be in the description box down below. If you're enjoying our content, then please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're just going to jump straight into this one. Okay, so how are we going to finish this off?
It is 304 BC, and following 11 years of almost constant conflict, the great climax to the Wars of the Successors is fast approaching. Compared to previous fights, this bloody engagement would overshadow all before it. The Battle of Ipsus.
It's really that big.
Following his failure to capture the city of Rhodes, Demitrius set sail for Greece as ordered by his father. Much had changed on the Greek mainland. Cassander was once again active in the area, and for the past 2 years, the city of Athens had been fighting a war against this Macedonian king. Although initially successful,
Cassander was the one that killed Alexander's heirs, so his mother and also his son. So I'm really hoping he gets painful deaths, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
By 304 BC, Athenian resistance was crumbling, and the city was besieged. Cassander had also defeated the Athenian fleet, and now blockaded the city by sea. Athenian capitulation seemed almost certain. But as Athens appeared doomed to fall, news reached Cassander that would alter his plans completely. He learned that Demitrius had landed at Aulis with a large army. Fearful of being surrounded, Cassander quickly broke off the siege and headed back towards Macedonia. Yet Demitrius managed to intercept his forces near the Kallidromo mountains, and in the ensuing engagement, 6,000 of Cassander's Macedonians deserted. Humiliated.
Yeah, you don't own that loyalty. You don't have that loyalty. Have 6,000 of your men leave you. I'm glad. Do not like this guy.
Humiliated, Cassander and his remaining forces withdrew into Macedonia. Rather than pursuing, Demitrius now turned his attention to affairs in central Greece. In the Peloponnese, the influence of Cassander and Ptolemy was still formidable, and not wanting to leave his forces exposed, Demitrius launched a full-scale campaign in the region. The result was an overwhelming success. Both Cassander and Ptolemy's holdings in the Peloponnese were removed completely.
Strong Demitrius.
Demitrius now aimed to consolidate his new gains. Not only did he declare the cities free, but Demitrius made one other critical move. At the isthmus near Corinth, Demitrius was proclaimed commander of the Greeks, following in the footsteps of both Philip II and Alexander the Great. Nearly all the mainland Greek cities south of Thessaly, except for Sparta, were incorporated into this grand alliance and contributed troops to the young Antigonids' army. His control of Greece was now secured.
Strong.
Having accomplished this, Demitrius then married the Molossian princess, Diadochi, and thus allied himself with the Epirot League to the west. Now he could look north towards his goal, Macedonia. In the meantime, Cassander had been watching Demitrius's actions with growing alarm. An invasion was only a matter of time. Desiring an end to the conflict, Cassander sent envoys to Antiginous in Syria offering peace. Yet Antiginous had no intentions of stopping. There would be no peace unless Cassander gave up all his belongings to the Antigonid kingdom. The message reached Cassander in 302 BC, and he naturally refused. War was inevitable, and he now called for aid from his neighbouring Macedonian ruler in Thrace, Lysimachus. Lysimachus's role in the previous wars had been almost non-existent, as he had been prioritised with a lingering barbarian threat across the Danube River.
Okay.
Yet this was all about to change. Now, Lysimachus travelled to Pella to aid Cassander. They dispatched envoys to strengthen the alliance against Antiginous further, to Ptolemy in Egypt and Seleucus in Asia. The grand coalition against Antiginous was beginning to take shape. Ptolemy quickly accepted the offer and prepared his army once more. Yet Seleucus's reply would take much longer to reach them.
Okay.
At the time, Seleucus was far away in India, campaigning against the Mauryan king Chandragupta. Yet the war did not go well for Seleucus, and after suffering a defeat against Chandragupta, he was forced to give up his most eastern lands to the Mauryan Empire. In return, Seleucus received a staggering 500 Indian war elephants. With these beasts in tow, Seleucus began to march back to the heartlands of his empire in Mesopotamia. Not long after he departed India, the envoys from Cassander finally reached Seleucus's army and asked for his assistance. Seleucus accepted the call and commenced his long journey towards Asia Minor. Meanwhile, back in the west, the first move against Antiginous had been made. Two armies, under the command of Lysimachus and Cassander's best general, Prepolaus, had launched a surprise attack on Antiginous, invading Asia Minor and quickly capturing much Antigonid territory in the west. Antiginous had been residing at his capital at Antigonia when he heard of Lysimachus's unexpected invasion. Although now 80 years old, he quickly prepared to lead his army once more. Arriving in Asia Minor in the autumn of 302 BC, Antigonous pursued Lysimachus's forces around the Anatolian plateau. Eventually, however, winter descended and both forces retired to await the spring. Yet it would be then that news reached Antigonous that would turn his plans upside down. In record timing, Seleucus and his great army had arrived in Asia Minor. If more information on his march had survived, we would likely regard it as one of the most fascinating military achievements in history, eclipsing that of even the great Hannibal Barca over the Alps. Pressing on, Seleucus soon reached Lysimachus, and they united their armies. As for Ptolemy, he and his army at that time were besieging the Antigonid city of Sidon in Syria. Yet he would advance no further, as a false rumour had reached his ears that the armies of Seleucus and Lysimachus had been crushed by Antigonous. Believing the rumours, Ptolemy returned to Egypt with his army.
Okay, so that's good for Antiginous and Demetrius. That's good.
Back in Asia Minor, realising that he was now greatly outnumbered thanks to Seleucus's arrival, Antigonous sent word to Demitrius, ordering him and his army to cross over from Greece and join him for the impending showdown. Demetrius duly obeyed, and having landed at Ephesus, he quickly recaptured many of the cities on the coast that had defected to Lysimachus. He then joined his father at Celaeni. With both forces substantially reinforced, they now awaited the spring and the climactic battle that would soon occur. As the winter subsided, on a plain near the town of Ipsus in Phrygia, the two great armies collided.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Antigonous had in his army 70,000 infantry, mostly heavily armed pikemen who were battle-hardened from many previous campaigns. These he deployed in the centre of his line, along with the best mercenaries money could buy. On his right wing, Antigonous placed Demetrius in charge of 5,000 of their finest cavalry, among whom was the young, exiled Molossian king, a man called Pyrrhus. On his left, Antiginous deployed the remaining 5,000 of his horsemen, and in front of his line, Antiginous placed his 75 war elephants, with light infantry stationed close by, protecting the beasts. Seleucus and Lysimachus's army was similarly large. In their center, they deployed their own infantry, 64,000 strong. Many once again were armed in the Macedonian manner, although Seleucus's infantry consisted mostly of various Asian levies, hailing from his kingdom's heartlands in Mesopotamia to Bactria and the Hindu Kush in the east.
That does make sense. They're going to be useful, I think.
They equally divided their cavalry on both flanks, placing 7,500 horsemen on each wing. As for his elephants,
each wing on Antigonus' side is outnumbered by 2,500.
Seleucus deployed a portion of them in front of the army line. The rest he kept in reserve. Seleucus also had a number of scythed chariots, but they were not used. The battle commenced with an elephant charge by both sides, with the infantry following up close behind. Meanwhile, Demetrius ordered his elite cavalry wing to charge their opposing horsemen, which were under the command of Seleucus's son Antiochus. Quickly overwhelmed, Antiochus and his cavalry retreated from the fight, with Demetrius in hot pursuit. In the center, the phalanxes had engaged, and very quickly the experienced foot soldiers of Antigonus began to push those of Lysimachus and Seleucus back. An Antigonid victory looked likely.
Oh, don't say looked.
Yet it would be then that Seleucus used his secret weapon. Having finally called off the pursuit, Demetrius reorganized his cavalry and started to return to the battlefield, intending to crash into the enemy infantry line from behind. Yet Seleucus had anticipated the move. As soon as he saw Demetrius returning, he deployed his 300 war elephants in reserve to block the young Antigonid's path. Demetrius's cavalry was blocked and powerless, their mounts unwilling to charge directly into elephants. Seleucus now gave the fateful order. He ordered their light cavalry, equipped with javelins and bows, to wheel round onto Antigonus's now exposed right wing and hail a rain of missiles into the dense Antigonid phalanx from its weak flank. Outflanked and unprotected, Antigonus's army soon crumbled. Antigonus himself remained on the field until the end. Even as the enemy forces approached, he never gave up hope that Demetrius would return and turn the tide of battle. Yet Demetrius never came, contained by Seleucus's great beasts. Never losing confidence in his son, Antigonus perished in a shower of enemy javelins. The man who at multiple times in the past 20 years had controlled great swathes of Alexander the Great's empire was no more.
I thought it was looking so well.
There ended the Battle of Ipsus. Antigonus lay dead on the field, and his son, despairing, fled to Greece. From there, Demetrius and his descendants would continue the fight, eventually taking control of Macedonia for the next 100 years. Antigonus had been very close to achieving the nigh impossible goal of reuniting Alexander's empire. Yet with his death, a new epoch began, and Alexander's former empire was forever fragmented between the remaining successors, never to be reunited again. As for the victors of Ipsus, they enjoyed the spoils of war, dividing Antigonus's vast lands in Asia Minor and Syria between them. Yet almost straight away, new quarrels stirred up. In Syria, immediately the seeds for a new dispute between Seleucus and Ptolemy arose. Each would claim control, with neither giving ground. War once again loomed.
War is always looming.
Ipsus was the end of one era of Hellenistic warfare, but also the beginning of the next. And in our future videos, we will discuss the Pyrrhic, Macedonian and Syrian wars. So make sure that you are subscribed.
Well, I really enjoyed that series and finding out what happened at the end. It was a shame for Antiginous. I was kind of sort of rooting for him. But what a play by the other factors. What a play indeed. That was so good. It was good tactics at the end. It was a good story throughout. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed that series. If you guys have any more suggestions, please drop it in the comments box down below. If you're liking our content, then like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will catch you in the next video.